Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Homunculus Gaming, and I've recently been going through a bunch of footage of Hitman Absolution. I've noticed a couple things that have been concerning, and some things that have looked really awesome. You can expect a full looking at once the game comes out, but this is just based on footage that has been seen and readily available on YouTube that I recommend you check out after you watch this video. But keep an eye out for that looking at in the near future when it does come out. And we'll see if some of these things are as big a problems as they seem in the playthroughs that have been released all over the web. Alright, so I guess we'll start with the good first. Always want to stay positive. One of my favorite things about the Hitman series is the flexibility of the game, which adds to the replayability. There's a new mode called Contracts Mode where people can go through and actually create new levels within the levels. Like, they pick out different targets you pick out, and how they set up the game is how your score is calculated. For instance, if they want you to go in and assassinate person A, and they want you to do it quietly, never get noticed, but you go in guns blazing, you're going to get a bad score. So that'll be interesting to see how this multiplayer aspect is added to the Hitman series, and if it really picks up and there's a big community developed around it. And it seems like in these demos or playthroughs that have been released that there is a lot of flexibility within the game. Ideally, in my opinion, what a Hitman game should be is like a multi-tiered ladder system. So if you imagine ladders going up the side of a building, and they each go up one story, but there's scaffolding, just imagine. Play along for a minute. So you climb up one ladder. That's one choice you make in the game. You pick up A object, or you decide to drop A object on B target. And then on that next tier, you can go to a completely different way of choosing to complete that level, and you can weave your way through the level, making all these different choices that are available to you and the different objectives you need to complete. This is awesome if it's pulled off well, because you can play through the game a ton of different times in the exact same level, doing different things, and it feels like a completely different experience. Additionally, it's fun to have a combination of sneaky, stealthy assassin choices and explosion, guns blazing, Rambo style. They have said that they're leaning more towards the stealthy side, but there have been a good number of the playthroughs where they go in and blow stuff up and the entire town is alert and that kind of thing. But they still manage to keep their cover, so it'll be interesting to see, and hopefully they'll be able to keep a good number of choices in there where you're still able to complete the mission and have fun, shoot it up, be wild, crazy, violent, but at the same time stay true to the character of Agent 47 as a awesome, badass, professional killer. I did get the impression that there are a good amount of choices and ways to approach objectives, but it's really difficult to tell and make a sound conclusion from just seeing a level played through once, and it is their release of it, so obviously it's played through perfectly and there's no things going haywire. But hopefully we will see a good variety in replayability, especially since the game will be a AAA release and priced accordingly. There is one thing that is slightly concerning to me though. It's called Instinct Mode, and it's kind of like an X-ray vision you can enable and disable, where you're able to see enemies through walls and their paths, which immediately seems like a terrible idea for this kind of genre. And before we do go any further, there is a way to turn it off. It's called Purist Mode, but from the way it was worded in the playthrough, it seems like that takes everything off, like HUD everything completely. I wonder if there's, and hope there's a way to turn off Instinct Mode but still leave on HUD and that kind of thing. In some cases, you're even able to see the best way to kill someone. For instance, in one mission that you can readily find online, they go through a junkyard and they come into a car repair shop, and there's a guy in there you need to kill. You see you need to kill him with Instinct Mode, he's lit up, and then you have the entire car and its hydraulic lift system lit up, and it goes all the way over to the switch. So it's obviously like, okay, this is the way you do it. I mean, it's pretty obvious already that he's in there and you need to use that, but it would be nice if they don't spoil all of the kills like that. I don't know, that's kind of disconcerting that in a game that is all about that replayability and like have your own adventure as a badass assassin, it's telling you the best way to do it. I really hope it's not like that for every single kill. Also, it's much less suspenseful if you know where everyone is. If you're lining up to take a sniper shot in the second story building of a guy across the map, and you before you take the shot, you look around and know all the enemies are around you, so you're all like, oh yeah, nobody's sneaking up on me, instead of like going up there and you're like, okay, go quick before some guy maybe sneaks up on me. It's just much less immersive and interesting to play. It's a really big minus in my book if you can't turn this feature off, instinct mode, and still have other features that are standard in the game enabled. It would also be interesting to see a game mode where you're actually interacting with other players in the game as well. Wait, before you break out your pitchfork and light your torch, there are way too many games out there right now that focus extremely well on the single player, and that's what they should be, a single player experience, but tack on awful, horribly last minute multiplayer. Since Hitman is a very exclusively single player experience, I was thinking that maybe it could be something along the lines of Assassin's Creed, where you're each trying to kill each other or some NPC within the world, and you're all just in a free roaming city, some big huge city, and you can travel about, pick up different guns, steal things. There's tons of different ways to do it, and there's a single NPC, or you're trying to take out another player while another player is trying to take out you. I don't know, it seems unlikely that they would ship anything like that at this point with the game since it comes out so soon, but I think something like that would be awesome for the Hitman series. It pulled off really well in Assassin's Creed, so maybe there might be some sort of correlation there. I'm not saying a blatant ripoff of what Assassin's Creed did, but something similar. You get the idea what I'm saying. Some sort of open world setting where you have just as many choices as the single player to take out your target in ingenious ways, but there's no story, and you're competing against other assassins to get there first or take out the assassins and defend your target, or something like that. I don't know though, that's just my thoughts on these little snippets. There's about like 40 minutes, several of those videos out there if you want to check them out. Hitman is an awesome series if you want to get into it. The games are really cheap, and I'm pretty sure Hitman Blood Money is free to play online. If you watch a couple ads in between your play sessions, they let you play the game for free. So, I mean, heck, why not? That's an awesome deal and an awesome game. But if you've seen the trailers, what are your thoughts on it so far? Do you see anything in there that might be a game breaker, or do you see anything in there that you immediately saw and was like, oh, this is awesome, something I really want to see in this series? Let me know your thoughts below in the comments. If you did enjoy this video though, I'd really appreciate your like or favorite, and subscribe if you want to see more content from Homunculus Gaming. I'll be live streaming Torchlight 2, I just picked it up. There should be a looking at coming in through a few days, but I'll be live streaming the next couple days pretty heavily, and you'll get all my thoughts on first impressions as it comes out. So if you want to head over to twitch.tv/homuncgaming, there will be a link in the description. You can hang out, say hi, and see what's going on. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a good day.